Welcome, Roland, to Metalladium Pages. It's a great pleasure to talk with you about Remedy, well, the last album, and obviously more things related to the music industry or hard rock or metal in general. So we can start by asking, well, this is the first interview for our web. So can you introduce Remedy for your fans here in Latin America?
Sure, and thank you for having me for this interview. Yes, well, Remedy is a Scandinavian melodic rock band, and we were formed like 1 year ago and released our debut album, Something That Your Eyes Won't See, on December 16th last year. So it was an album that came out really late in the year. And well, to keep it short, we're a bit overwhelmed with everything that's happening right now. We sold out our album twice here in Scandinavia. We hit the top charts. We were trailing only Ghost in May for most sold vinyls here in Sweden, and we have had a summer tour together with Takida. So we had a fantastic first year. Yeah, well, that's basically if I would get to describe Remedy fast. That's the thing. We have one album out, and I'm working on the other one as we speak.
Mm, okay, yes. Something that you eyes won't see. I
Yes,
saw that this album was released in December of well, 16 December
yeah,
16 in the last year. But we're
yes,
very close to the album will turn a year ago. So
yes.
yes. So until now, how was the reception in general for this first album?
Yeah, it's been incredible. So we had no promotion whatsoever. We just like made an album, and released it. And I thought, well, maybe my sister and my brothers will buy the album and my parents, But suddenly, we sold everything we had, and I've also been getting, reviews that are unbelievable from all over the world. So that's why we're now doing some promotion for the album because we didn't do that when we released it. We released an album with music that we liked, and we are overwhelmed with how people seem to enjoy our music. So it's fantastic.
Okay, nice, great. Great. And with this aspect, I saw in your website that you have one. You did a lot of summer tours, in festivals obviously, and tour in summer. So how was the first the reception to the tours in general for the first album?
Yeah, we're a new band, so we were opening act for Takida.
Yes.
They are huge here in Scandinavia and Europe. So we were their opening act, but it was wonderful to see, when we did one concert, the next weekend people came back and told us, okay, we bought tickets to this night once again because we wanted to see Remedy. So that was a fantastic, I couldn't believe it when people were coming to see us on this gig. So people seemed to like it, and we had an amazing time on this tour. So it was truly amazing for us. Yes.
Mm, okay. So, well, you mentioned that you are working now with the second album. So, can you tell us a little bit more about this new second album? And perhaps this second album will continue the line of the first one.
Yes, it will. So the foundation for the second album is the same. We'll do melodic rock in Remedy style, but we will add some new instruments, and we'll also add some, a deeper sound to it. Uh, so hopefully, that's the struggle with every band. You need to find your musical identity, and that's what I'm aiming to do now. I'm searching for the sound of Remedy, to have us sounding like Remedy, not just like some band playing melodic rock. So that's what I'm aiming for, to get a sound of our own, because that is very important. And we're currently today now recording drums. So I'm in the studio right now, but I took a break for this interview, so I will go back later on and record more drums. So one song will come out on November 24th, and that's like a preview of our next album.
Mm, okay. Oh, okay. Well, one detail that you said is that now the band has one or a classic sound for the melodic rock in general because, and you're trying to find your personality into the melodic
Yes.
rock. That this time is very difficult. So especially for the new bands because you have 1 year old if we talk about the last album release.
Yeah.
So For you, what are the biggest difference that Remedy has compared with a lot of new bands in the world playing like you, melodic rock music?
Yeah, well, one thing we have is that, though we're a new band, we have all been working in the music industry for our whole lives. I've been working, like a musical director and guitarist for different pop acts here in Scandinavia my whole life. And the band is like put together with musicians and friends of mine that I know can perform live. So we're a really good live act. And that's, I hear a bunch of bands that are great on record, but not so great live. So that's one thing I know. We can perform live. And also, we're good friends. So I know the guys in the band, and I know we won't disagree that much on the tour bus. So that's a good factor, important factor.
Oh, great to know. Oh, now this last 3 years, I saw that the tons of Eclipse that hit are big bands
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Sweden, creating melodic rock or hard rock. So,
Yeah.
so what is your opinion about now the the melodic rock scene now in Sweden? Because I think it's very strong now.
Yes, it totally is. And Heat and Eclipse, I know the guys in Eclipse. Eric Mortensson, he mixed our album and will mix our next album as well. And he's a good friend of mine. And they've been a band for 20 years. They worked hard to
Yeah.
get where they are. So they deserve everything. And the same goes for Heat. They also worked really hard. But what I can see happening right now is, the next generation, my kids, they suddenly listen to melodic rock through TV series like Cobra Kai, Stranger Things, and so on. This 80s kind of music has got a revival right now. So what I'm hoping for is for this kind of music that I love, that it would get more attention, more mainstream. So yes, I can sense that something's happening on the melodic rock scene here in Scandinavia, and hopefully the whole world. And I hope that it will turn out to be a more mainstream genre moving on.
Well, yeah, in the 80s, the melodic rock was completely mainstream because it appears in the TV
Yes.
shows and the
Yeah.
radios. And now, what's your opinion about now? We are living now in a second wave of this mainstream hard rock, melodic rock.
Yeah, absolutely. We can thank, like I told you, the TV series for this, and also Marvel movies. They have like
Yes.
modern melodic rock in them, and that's fantastic. Uh, and I'm not a gamer, but I sense that this will soon also hit the gaming industry, that they will also have some rock songs moving on. So I can feel that something's happening, and I also see a bunch of really good new bands coming out of Sweden and other countries along the world. So yeah, hopefully it will change in the right direction, and people will give this style more attention.
Oh, great. Oh, you mentioned a few minutes ago that you was opening act for Ghost in one concert. So how was that concert? Did you feel that expectation that you have to present
Yeah,
to open an
we
act?
weren't touring with Ghost. We were touring with Takida. What
Okay.
the thing was with Ghost was that they were on the #1 spot on the top charts here in Sweden. We were #2. So that's what I never toured with Ghost. Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Okay. Oh, talking about from the future now, what kind of plans do you have for for Remedy in general? You told me that you are working in a second album. Perhaps you're working now for a new tours upcoming, now in completely, perhaps in whole Europe, or perhaps
Yes. Yes.
you first tour
We
in US. Who knows?
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of attention down in Southern Europe. So we're aiming to go on tour again, and this time I want to tour Europe. So we're also, like I told you, recording a new album. So we will have a new album, some new videos, and hopefully a new tour to present really soon.
Mm. Okay. Oh, you mentioned that the first album had great reviews, had a great, well-received welcomes for a lot of fans, and
Yeah,
especially
amazing.
reading in the world. That for aspects. Well, and now the first album was released by the S Rock Music label, and
Yeah.
now perhaps you have more proposals to release the second album through a
Yeah.
more bigger label?
Yeah, we had some proposals, but I've been, like I told you, I've been in the music industry my whole life. So I know one thing, it's very important to surround yourself with people you like and people you trust. And right now, S-Rock is, it's a really small label, independent label here in Sweden. But what I have with them is, they have faith in me and I have faith in them. So right now I'm really happy where we are. And sure, I've got some offers from bigger fishes, but I'm really happy with S-Rock and what they're doing for us at the moment. So
Okay. And well, as I mentioned in the first question, talking about other kind of aspects, and especially in
yeah,
the music in general, as you can see now, the music is turned out like the background in their lives for the people. As you can see now, the music is, as you mentioned, the melodic rock in the 80s was a
yeah,
mainstream thing. Now with this, we are living like like a second wave of this melodic rock mainstream in the world. But with this aspect, as you can see, the people are using the music as the background. I mean, the background doing their jobs, going to the gym, these kind of aspects. It's not
yeah,
like the 80s when you put a lot of attention in the music. I remember when I heard for the first time an album for Dokken from Def Leppard, and I
yeah,
put a lot of attention at that time to hear more than 30 times an album. But now the thing is very different. Now the people are just hearing this just singles or put the music as the background in their lives. So what's your opinion about now the music turnout like the background in their common lives and not the pay the correct attention for the music?
well, I don't know the answer to that, but one thing I can tell you is when, like Def Leppard, when they released their albums in the 80s, both you and I were struck by the sound. It was a new thing, how they sounded. And this has not happened to melodic rock since then, I believe. It sounds a little bit the same. So for melodic rock to get the attention you were describing over there, I think we need to refresh ourselves, because in the 80s the sound was amazing, it was something new and something fresh. Now everything sounds old. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm hoping to get with Remedy, and that's what I've seen Ghost do. They like do some kind of pop rock thing, but it's like a little bit crazy and it's a little bit different and everything. So what we can see is that Ghost got a lot of attention because they did something new out of this genre. They didn't screw it up. They did it really well, but it was something new, something fresh, and it sounds. I know also they have a lot of pop songwriters and pop influences, so that is what I think we need for this genre to move on and get more mainstream. It needs to sound updated.
Hmm. Okay. Well, with this aspect, well, you're right in with this aspect that the melodic rock or hard rock it's like a box. You hear everything in the 80s. A lot of bands are trying to, well, Def Leppard, White Lion, White
Yeah.
Snake has the personal sounds in the 80s. But
Yes.
now the melodic rock hard rock has a box, has a box like the 5 fingers, and you recognize completely the sound for the hard rock. You mentioned it. The hard rock is old. So what do need to happen that for the hard rock scene to create new things in an era that everything now is digitalized?
Yeah, well, I have nothing against that everything is digitalized because we have, the world is constant movement. Now, it
Yeah.
was the same thing when cassette came in the 80s. People said that, okay, the music industry is dead. No, it wasn't. And it was the same thing, when they started downloading and when they created the CD and the mini disc and so on. So we just need to run along with how things are evolving, I believe. That's something we can't change. So I have nothing against that. uh, now, what was your question? Sorry, now I lost.
So what need to happen about the hard rock to create more things with with the sound of the 80s, no?
Yeah, well, I think a problem we have like now, I don't know what needs to be done. If I had the answer to that, I would go and make Remedy sound like that. But one thing I do know, this is a genre, this is a style of music that hasn't aged that well always. I feel when I listen to, if like I look up melodic rock from the last 2 years and I listen to everything. in my opinion, like there's a lot of crap. It's like they make a lot of music that they don't put enough effort to it. So I believe it's if we could get all the crap and all the noise away and make way for people who like you told me, Eclipse and Heat and so on, who do this with their heart, with their soul, and aim high and do it with pride, and get rid of all these, it feels like it's going too fast for some labels. I believe they need to they think they need to have release music all the time, but I think they should cool down and release good music instead of releasing much music.
Okay.
So that's, I believe it's a problem, at least for the genre. It's too much crap.
Yes. Well, Roland, the sad times arrived at this interview. I hope you enjoy this one like me. And I love the first album. It's a great one.
Thank you.
I'm waiting for the second album to arrive soon. I hope so. So perhaps you want to add something to your new Latin American fans and Metalero followers.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for having me for this interview, and I hope you all you who like Remedy, please follow us on social media, Remedy Music Sweden. We need your help to get going, and we want to go on a tour near you, a stage nearby. So please follow us if you like our music.